There is a drug epidemic happening here in America. Our fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, nieces, and nephews are dying each and every day. Enough is enough. It's time to fight back. Welcome. You are now about to witness the beginnings of the underground church in America. Our government has been infiltrated with Luciferians, and our cities have been infiltrated with madness. They want our heads. They want our silence. This is our response in Christian resistance. We are a select few of Christian soldiers, and we need to know, are you down? And now, for the minister.
Super Soldier.
Before I get started, I want to say that my heart goes out to the George Floyd family. You know, it must be terrible what they're going through. And my prayer for them is that God gives them the strength at their time of need, in their deepest, darkest hour. That God just strengthen them, you know, and I just lift them up to Jesus right now. You know, my heart's broken for this man and his family. So, with having said that, let's get into this video. Unless you've been living under a rock somewhere, you know, everybody has heard about, you know, and seen the video of George Floyd, you know, getting unjustly murdered in broad daylight. You know, I couldn't even watch it because I knew what was going to happen. And, you know, I just don't see how someone could do that to one another. You know, it just broke my heart. There's no other way to put it. You know, it's just a tragedy all the way around, you know, and it made me think of the way we treat one another. You know, I mean, just the way man treats each other, you know, even just in traffic or something, you know, cutting each other off, flipping each other the bird, road rage, all the things that we do to each other, you know, murder, rape, you know, we take advantage of the most vulnerable in our society, you know, stealing, all the crimes that we commit against each other, you know, and it just makes me think that, you know, war, everything bad that we just do to each other. You know, there was a time where Jesus knew that his time was running out, and he had a strong message. And if this would be the last video I ever shoot, it would be the same message to you. And it's in John 13:34. He says, "A new command I give unto you, that you love one another, as I have loved you, that you also love one another." Almost like he was looking through time to see all the bad things that we would do to one another and to each other. You know, what part of loving one another, is kneeling on a man's neck until he dies? If he was living out loving one another, it would have never compelled him to do such a thing. You know, we act like animals to one another instead of acting like we were created in God's image. And this is the part of the video that's going to get totally crazy. Okay? Matthew 5:44. "But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless those who curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and prosecute you." See, as Christians, we don't wish our enemies bad. We don't roll like that. We pray for our enemies. And so I also pray for those cops. Yeah. You know, if I'm going to ask something from God and believe, I'm going big. I'm believing for their salvation too. I'm praying for their families. You know, they also woke up to a nightmare. And I'm praying for them, that God changes their hearts. You know, justice is coming for those officers. But those families are also paying a price. And my heart also goes out to them. for everybody involved in this tragedy. You know, what a perfect opportunity. It's a tragedy, but it's an opportunity to show love for one another in this country. For once in a long time. You know, we could use this as a stepping stone opportunity instead of a stumbling block opportunity. But before I let you go, I want to tell you about somebody else who was unjustly murdered. A horrible death. And he did nothing wrong. And his name was Jesus. And if Jesus could forgive us for what we've done, then we have no right to go out there and act the way that we're acting, looting and causing violence in the streets. Understand this. If we unite as a country under loving one another, then as a country, nothing could stop us. So if you like what you just heard, please subscribe. It don't cost you a thing to subscribe to my channel. As I go out and I bring awareness to this epidemic in America. And hit the thumbs up, leave a comment. But the most important thing is if you could send me a letter on one page. If God has taken you out of addiction, people want to hear, I could share about it on this channel. That's what this channel is about. And so on one page, write your testimony of how God has taken you out of addiction and send it to this address right here.